Welcome back to another episode of the Trash Talk Podcast. Last week, we tore the place down with a huge 2,500 sub special celebration. It wasn't really that huge, but we had some special guests there. Today, it's just us again, because there's no specialty. But we're going to find some interesting stuff out about our brains today.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yeah, so basically, like way long ago on this podcast, we took not one, actually several personality tests just for giggles for the most part, but also for just as a bit of interesting statistics keeping. And we said at that time that in the future, maybe a year or two in the future, we'll redo them and just compare results. And that time has come, and we're doing that today. So JJ, what exactly are we looking at today?
We're looking at the MYERS-BRIGGS personality test. The specific one that we're taking is at 16personalities.com. And, well, you've probably all heard the 4-letter combinations before that people use to describe themselves, We have taken this test, as Alex has said, a while ago. We still have the results of those tests. We're retaking them to see if something has changed, because, first of all, that can happen.
It can happen. And
second of all, the test might not be that accurate, which is the less exciting version.
They're also extremely vague, which is the other thing, right? Like, I might answer the same question differently on 2 different days, depending on how you interpret it.
Yep. And also, just in general, generally, though, it is very accepted that your personality can shift over time. And I would assume that we're not the exact same people that we were, over a year ago by now?
Yeah, it must have been over a year. Oh, way over a year, I think.
I mean, that was back in the Life is Strange days.
Yeah, it was like a long time ago.
A long time ago.
That was, if even it was 2019. Might have been 2018.
Might have been. It wasn't the... Oh, right, yeah.
Because it was back when. We can find that out, but it was...
We played the Telltale games first, and then we played Life is Strange, for the most part. We at least played, I believe, Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us first, which is a lot of
It was early
stuff.
still, though, so...
We started Walking Dead almost when we began the channel.
Yeah, it was one of the first things we did. But Life is Strange also was very early. I think we started Life is Strange in 2018. But either way, this was a long time ago. So what we're basically going to do is I'm going to do first topic. I'm going to take the test. We're going to compare it to the results from back then. Second topic, JJ will do so, and we'll discuss a little bit on how we think stuff changed. And of course, we're going to have the Sundaily crosswords in the halftime show, which is really happening on Saturdays for us. But they're Sundaily crosswords because it's cooler.
We release these videos at 8 p.m. Central European time. That means somewhere in Asia it's Sunday.
It's got to be Sunday somewhere, right? So it's fine. Let's hop into this.
Yes, let's do.
We are on these previously mentioned websites, 60 Personalities. And the way that this works is that you're going to be getting questions like this. We have to pick on a spectrum from strongly agree to strongly disagree.
Yes.
So...
You're not going to see everything, but I'm going to try keeping the questions scrolled correctly, but we're also going to read them out, so it should be fine.
Go ahead, you can just read them out.
You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people.
See, this completely depends. Like, this could be any one of these dots. It completely depends on what the event is about, right?
The point is about there being lots of people.
Yeah. That's a question that's, very hard to answer. So you have to think general. So I'd say... very mildly disagree. First one, pretty much.
You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas.
Let's go mildly agree. The first one. It's mildly agree, and strongly agree. Basically.
Okay, fair enough. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. I haven't heard that word before.
Let's go agree.
You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place.
Disagree.
If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally and not try to solve their problem.
Might be the root of why I don't have many friends, but very much strongly disagree. Unfortunately.
Wait. Yes, right, yeah. People can rarely upset you.
Mildly disagree, I think. Yeah.
Oh, wait, mildly.
Yeah, let's go with that.
You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going.
Disagree. I prefer people don't start conversations.
If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible.
Agree.
You rarely worry you made a good impression on someone you met.
Completely honest, I don't as much. So let's put in the middle, though.
It would be challenging for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored.
Strongly disagree. That's like my favorite weekend.
You are more of a detailed-oriented than a big-picture person.
Disagree.
You are very affectionate with people you care about.
Let's put in the middle.
I assume your main problem is that you don't have people you care about.
Oh, shut up.
You have a careful and methodical approach to life.
Agree.
You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago.
Mildly disagree.
At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action.
Strongly agree.
You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them.
Agree. Politically a lot, yeah.
When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. I know this is a horrible question for
you. Because it's movies, it's obviously off context, but let's relate this, right? When ordering pizza.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he takes literally half an hour to read the menu. I'm not even exaggerating.
Like the time that it takes for JJ to eat the thing, it takes for me to decide the order. So, I will say agree, because that's how it works in other cases, not with movies, because I don't really watch movies.
You can stay calm under lots of pressure. Well, under a lot of pressure.
Let's go mildly agree.
When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation.
Mildly disagree.
When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical.
Disagree.
In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life.
Well, it's a sometimes, so agree. Depends completely entirely who those others are, but yeah.
You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked.
Mildly agree. I probably picked strongly agree before.
If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge.
Mildly disagree.
When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know.
Agree.
You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical.
Oh, strongly disagree. That's
the best one.
That's when I pull out the Communist Manifesto, I put my dual monocles on, and I go.
Dual monocles?
Yeah, that's when you have like one on each side. It's called glasses too.
You would never let yourself cry in front of others.
Strong. Yeah, let's go with just regular agree.
You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than more quiet and intimate ones.
Disagree.
You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future.
I strongly agree.
When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head.
Disagree.
You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience.
Strongly disagree. By the way, do this along on at home. Not right now as we're doing it, but like do the thing.
We're halfway there. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than to forgive.
Put in the middle, because it depends short term versus long term.
You often make decisions on a whim.
Mildly disagree.
The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people.
Disagree.
You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or a movie.
Strongly agree.
You always know exactly what you want.
Agree.
You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently.
Rarely. Mildly disagree.
When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas.
I agree.
You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities.
Mildly disagree.
You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings.
Agree.
When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible.
Strongly agree.
When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you.
Wait, what? Let me take a question.
When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you.
Mildly disagree.
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation.
Mildly disagree.
You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios.
Put in the middle.
You look after yourself first and others come in second.
Mildly agree.
Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment.
Mildly disagree.
Your mood can change very quickly.
Agree.
You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
Put in the middle. Not really on that substantial of a level.
You often talk about your own feelings and emotions.
Disagree.
You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future.
Agree.
You rarely dwell on your regrets.
Mildly agree.
Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway.
Strongly disagree.
You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary.
Mildly agree.
You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have.
Mildly disagree.
I believe the way I understand the difference between empathy and sympathy, you can't, but that's not the point. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent effort.
Mildly disagree.
Your emotions control you more than you control them.
Disagree.
After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need.
Disagree.
You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life.
Agree. Strongly agree. Let's go strongly.
You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something.
Not strongly. Just regular disagree.
You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart.
Agree.
You rarely feel insecure.
Yeah, regular agree.
See results.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right.
You're the architect.
The architect.
INTJ, and there's an A for the identity, which means assertive. Your mind is rather introverted, 64%. Your energy is rather intuitive, 67%. Your nature is thinking, 76%. Your tactics is judging, 68%. And your identity is assertive, 60%.
All right.
So yeah, that is the result. I believe the layout of the site has changed just a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. Do you want to compare this to my previous result?
Yes, that
from
was going to be the next thing.
A bit over a year ago.
And those are those results.
So it was an executive then?
And yes, it was, TJ.
All right. So back then, it said more extroverted?
Yes.
All right, which now changed a bit.
You can't really see the identity bar, but you can see enough of it.
You can see it's very assertive.
To extrapolate.
It was assertive then, and it's still assertive.
Yeah, I mean, they can see the percentage. They just can't see the opposite percentage. The tip is 100% minus the percentage, obviously, yeah. You know how to travel. Your energy was observant.
More observant than intuitive back then.
Your thinking was even stronger back then than now. Your judging and prospecting is pretty much the same as before.
Yeah. And assertive is also
and you're slightly less assertive. So
not a lot of mostly the
extrovert introverted thing
that has flipped a little bit. I'm not sure exactly which questions went into that, and I feel like I honestly intuitively I thought I answered questions more extrovertedly this time than last time, but apparently I didn't. But I don't know what questions got into it. But other than that, mostly the other ones mostly stayed in the same column. They just move percentages a little bit. Like the stuff like assertive thinking, judging, still pretty much has remained the same. More intuitive though.
I believe nothing around here is particularly exciting. If you okay, so yeah, nothing in here is particularly exciting.
It basically just like, oh, here's what you should do based on these traits.
Yeah, boring.
Well, if you're interested in it, go read through it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that right now because we want to find out what JJ is. But first, we have a Fact of the Week coming up. Big screen, there we are. And of course, we have a halftime show to lighten the mood after not really dampening the mood much. Just, we try to keep it all nice and easy. JJ.
Yes.
What is your fact of this present week?
My fact of the week, I have written it down recently, I've already forgotten. Oh, right. That one. Did you know that the human eye is better at discerning different shades of green than any other color?
Yeah.
Because we have twice as many, or presumably around twice as many green receptors as red and blue, which are the other ones. And in accordance with that, a lot of computer screens are also built with that exact subpixel combination where they have twice as much green as red and blue. Not all of them. Some don't. Some have also like different brightness regulators instead. It depends exactly on
green
technology.
is one of my favorite colors. I think it's theorized that it's an evolutionary thing where you run around the forest all day.
And there's a lot of green.
And there's a lot of green stuff, and you have to figure out the one where there's the bear in there that will kill you and the one that won't. So basically, like you just distinguish green more in that sense, whereas you don't see as much red and blue in nature.
Yes.
Like that. So that's where it's theorized that originates from. That's a pretty good fact. I have heard of that. Do you know about King Bagurgle?
The Murloc, yes.
Yeah, the Battleground exclusive Hearthstone Murloc. So have you ever looked closely at its art?
I have not, no.
If you do so, you'll find out that there are several references to the television show SpongeBob SquarePants, such as I think he has a Patrick Star on his kneecap, and there's like several other very small detailed references of SpongeBob characters in the full art.
That is pretty cool to know.
That is pretty cool to know.
Yes.
And
have a look at that if you care.
Exactly. How about this quiz, JJ?
Let's go
Sunday crosswords.
back into the view right before, which is this one.
What is today's topic for the crosswordies?
Well, since we have done 2 weeks ago, repetitive words is the next one.
So we're repeating words today.
Yes.
The grid looks
smallish. No, it's
not
actually
really
the regular
smallish.
size.
It looks fine,
but
though.
it's the same overlap as last time.
There's quite a bit of overlap.
The same overall pattern, so those are generally easier. A planetarium roof
is a dome.
Yes. Let's continue here. Angers. Is it rage? But it would be rages, right?
Yeah. Tilt, but doesn't make sense, no.
Transmitted. Sent? Yes.
Sent.
That's the repetitive word part. Okay. That's the
North African dish consisting of steamed semolina, served with vegetables and meat. It's couscous.
Cous.
C-O-U-S.
Cous.
And the same thing again. Oh, that's why it's repetitive. Yes, it's repetitive. Same word twice.
I got that already. I was just trying to figure out how to spell this.
So we can assume that the other ones are that too.
Yes. The huge. D in CD is disc. It is it's compactest, by the way, for those who wonder. Cream-filled cookies, Oreo. Restaurant handout is a menu. And appraisals.
IRS is the Angers thing, so it's S.
What does it say? It says appraisal AMTS dots.
Huh.
I don't know what that means. Anyways. So yes, we figured that out.
Yeah, we got that corner.
So let's start here. Law school grads briefly.
Some abbreviation probably.
It isn't bar, is it? No, that's just the thing. So on to Luke Skywalker.
JJ.
Well, Luke is the
Your time to shine.
Yes, wait. Luke Skywalker is the son of Anakin Skywalker and Padme. I don't actually know. Aunt of Luke Skywalker?
Maybe the old folks that he lived with on the planet with two
Lars
sons?
Owen and whomsoever his wife is. Well,
that's the point.
I don't know. Computer operator.
User?
Sounds plausible.
Yeah.
Let's do the down one. Actually, let's do this across one first.
Sure.
Saltwater bivalve mollusk.
Like a clam? Oh, oyster. That's the way to describe an oyster.
Is it?
Oyster.
Oops, that's not a...
Yes.
Yeah, I mistyped there. There you go, and let's now do the down ones. Floating marker is a buoy.
Buoy.
And...
Christian say...
Jesus. Common name for a Pict king. What are the Picts again? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. On to Pierre. Oh, it's French for on.
Yeah. Oh, it's Sir, S-U-R. Right? Sir.
Like, yeah, I wasn't sure. Law school grads briefly is J something S.
Oh, JDS?
And onto Luke Skywalker is still something. The common name for picking starts with D.
Dressed?
Yes, it's Beru. I didn't know that. Joined together through twisting or weaving.
Ply. Like plywood.
Yeah. Pretty woman actress Roberts is Julia. Let off the hook. Sorry. Let off the hook. And second largest country.
Canada.
Yes. American hardcore punk band.
JFA.
Ashes holder is an urn.
Urn.
Yes. Not guilty, for example.
Plea.
Oh, yeah. Perjured oneself, lied. Perjury.
Yeah.
Term denoting tedious speech.
Yada yada, because it's repetitive, so it has to.
I mean, I knew that we really only need one letter. Yeah. Greek holiday island.
What's it called? What's it called? I forget.
Starts with C-O.
Yeah, it's Corfu? Corfu? Yeah.
It's Corfu. Resuscitation technique is CPR.
Candy peppermint resuscitation.
Turn pages of a book.
Leaf. Like leaf through a book.
Yeah. Smallest planet.
Mercury.
Well,
would it be cool if the answer were Pluto?
Mercury. There we go. Pluto is not a planet.
Unfortunately.
There is like a bunch of known counterable objects that are roughly in the size.
1958. What Pulitzer Prize winner James Agee? Was that the right year?
How?
Agee. He wrote A Death in the Family, I think was the book.
For Bland, a jolly good fellow. Oh right.
Was that 58? Really? Wow.
Common dolphin fish.
It has to be repetitive, so we know that the next three letters are MAH. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Is it mahi? Like mahi?
Yes.
Got
him. Be in control.
Manage.
Then we have navigation. Ancient Greek public space.
What's that thing called? God sakes. Keep going.
Makes warm, heats. Ideology suffix ism.
Yeah.
And then we have gets older's ages. Linguist Chomsky is Noam.
Agora is the public place.
Yes. Then Warhol's field was art. Yeah. Right. He's like a
and State of Matter is gas.
State of Matter is gas.
And Andy Warhol is a painter.
Sporkle founder Matt.
Way to go. I don't know, bro.
Big Apple that is NYC. That's not. I hate when I type the letter that isn't right. Lymph
nodes.
Node. Yeah, I just thought so. The down one there is Town News Giver.
Oh, Town Crier.
Crier, right? Yes. Something about Goliath.
Draws a Russian.
Did well on a test. Aced.
Actually, Town Crier says nothing about Gilneas.
No. Sporkle Thunder Matt. Alright, that's still that one. And then I guess we're gonna go in this part. Tube connected to the bladder.
Have fun spelling that. Urethra is the word. And you spell it.
I mean, intuitively I would have said...
TH. Yeah, got it.
That seemed like the intuitive spelling.
How tea may be served.
Let's, I guess, go reddish yellow. It's not orange. No. Nothing but.
Mere.
Dutch grandmother.
Oh, Oma.
Oh, that makes sense. How tea may be served.
Iced tea. Remember iced tea?
Land measures. Area, I suppose? Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Acre.
Right. Yeah, so it is about area. widely
ochre
read...
is the color now. So the last letter is an E.
Ochre. But yeah. Ochre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rash symptoms and itch. And what was this down one? Consume completely.
Eat it?
No.
Eat up?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, something that was the widely read article.
Okay.
That's clever. Yeah. Lesotho's capital.
Starts with an M, I think.
Quickly. Snap. Right, no. Is it snap?
Snap.
That doesn't make sense, right?
Chop, maybe.
Chop, that makes more makes more sense. Now I have to type it. Chop. There we go.
Got it.
Precipitation. Rain.
Alright.
Or snow.
Could be hail.
Gospel and soul singer Franklin...
Aretha doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit.
There's the other one that also starts with an A. What is the name? Starts with an A too.
Stain with color.
Die?
The Shawshank Redemption narrator. Frightening. Scary.
Wait, is Shawshank Redemption narrator just red?
Could be, yeah. Japanese prefecture.
Boy.
I don't know that many of those. Novelist Jaffe.
Let's find the Franklin lady. Is it Erna? Or is something like that?
Whoop, that was the wrong button. I mean, it's fine.
We have time.
Also, Lesotho's capital still. Etna? No, that's way too... There's already an R. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, modern day Carpe Diem is YOLO.
Oh, brother. Alright.
First person subjunctive in Paris.
Was it Sois? SOIS or something?
Yes.
Right.
Toronto's nickname. Actually, don't...
T dot.
Why?
Because it's,
By the way, body fluid lump was cyst.
Yeah.
Covers your auto's engine is hood.
The hood.
A dish of many ingredients is oleo. And mail service is post. Sure. Just
right,
as
let's figure this out though.
Novelist Jaffe.
What the hell?
Japanese prefecture.
We could probably get to Lesotho's capital. I'm wondering exactly what it is.
The soul singer and
I want to say
the Sporkle founders.
I want to say like, is it Misuru or something? It's something like that.
Misuru.
E in the beginning, I think.
Misuru.
It's something in that regard.
It's probably not Uru.
It's just different. Try the vowels. I mean.
Well, I can't really mess up with the other vowel that much. I mean, I could try like
it's something
Masaru in that or something. Wait.
No, forget it. It's not gonna work that way.
Could also be an N in the beginning or something.
The M is correct. I know that.
What is a last name that starts with R-A and then ends in M-E? Is it Ram? Just a Ram? Yeah.
Just Ram. Okay.
That's
Matt Ram. Pretty cool.
The more you know. So we have that letter for sure. The Japanese prefecture. I don't know. Novelist Jaffe. So that's probably. Oh, is it? It's probably a name, isn't it? The question is just, is Jaffe? I assume this is the last name, so we're looking for a first name, I guess?
Yeah.
Is there like something like a Ron with two N's or something? I don't even know.
Ron. Try it.
But that wouldn't work, right? Because Ronnie with two and like Johnny, like they're, but those are all spelled differently. I'm trying to think of anything of a first name.
Yeah.
That has O-N in the middle.
Oh no.
We know? Wait, that has that no that's.
Can we just maybe just try and patch it and assume that the last letter is A?
Assume that this letter is A.
Yeah, and then just try out the missing letters in both words. It seems like the closest thing to do now.
Oh wait, we tried that already.
Yeah. Irma.
Ona. Lona. Rona.
We're getting there.
Well, I mean, the only thing we're missing now is
the two vowels, basically.
Hime. Is it? Wait. So if it's a vowel, then we can just brute force it, though.
Yeah.
It's Ihime is the, and then it's...
No, it's Maseru. There we go.
There you go.
Got
it. 7 minutes left.
Not bad. We struggled a bit at the end because of sheer stupidity, but we managed to figure it out somehow. I like the fact that we got the theme of the quiz early, so the theme words were easy.
I feel like once you get one of the theme words, you oftentimes get the theme, though.
Yeah. Like with Roy G. Biff, for example, it was really easy.
Yeah, that was really easy. So, let's go to the old Myers-Briggs test.
The old Myers-Briggs is JJ's turn.
It's my turn, yes.
I'm not going to read them out for you because I'm too far away, but you can do that.
Yeah, I was also saying I'm going to read them out again and then just give my answer the same way you did, and then I'm clicking them. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. Not really. You often... I guess I should... Disagree.
Yes.
You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Agree. You travel... Strongly agree. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Agree. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place.
Sponsored by beverage.
Due to it saying often, and I don't do that a lot, I'm going to say disagree. Happens sometimes.
Well, then if it happens sometimes, I'd put it in the middle, right?
But it says often.
Yeah, it says often, but it doesn't happen quite as often. But it still happens.
I'm gonna put it at mildly disagree, because it doesn't really happen that much. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct to support emotionally, not to try to solve their problem. Strongly disagree. I usually try to solve it. Let's do it. No, you're not going to disagree, but I generally try to... More of a problem solver
just
than...
like me.
People can rarely upset you. Agree. Next. You often rely on other people to be ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Agree. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get them back on track as soon as possible. Mildly agree. You rarely worry you made a good impression on someone you met. Agree. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Strongly disagree at the time.
The weekend.
You're more of a detail-oriented than a big-picture person. Disagree. You are affectionate with people you care about. Disagree. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. Disagree. You are still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. Disagree. At parties and similar events, you mostly be found farther away from the action. Agree.
Like so far away that you're not at the party, but actually you're in your room.
Generally, yes. You've found... But when I am there, I might be in the middle of it, depending on who's there. You
like classic example, though. Remember like last summer when we were at the concert with Sergey? Like we went all the way in the back.
Because it was the only situation where we could be rather well seated. Also,
and hang out by ourselves.
Sound. You found it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide... You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Mildly agree. Well, I mean, being able to relate and act in the same way is different, right? We're looking for a movie to watch. You can spend ages browsing the catalog. Neutral. You're like, I'm just gonna see everything. I mean, I do sometimes look through lists and stuff, but I tend to be more of a... I tend to rather watch 2 movies than spend ages on just selecting quantity, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, quality matters, though. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. I'm gonna say mild agree. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. Mildly disagree. Depends fully what the conversation is about. Exactly. I have done that before, but I'm generally not the one to do it. What are you talking about? Talk about AFL? I'm here. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. I'm gonna go neutral. I can't remember most of my dreams. Some of them are bizarre. I've had relatively mundane dreams too, though. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. No, it's not okay. I might still do it. What if it was Hitler? What if the other person was Hitler? Do we have to make the questions unnecessarily complicated? Like, what if it was really... because that's why we answer differently, right? Like, the way you interpret it, I would agree. But the way I interpret it, I disagree, you know? Because I said mildly agree. Or even agree. Because it said sometimes, right?
So I don't know. That's the thing with these questions. Like, who are we talking about? If we're talking about some bad person, then yes.
I'm generally trying to answer questions the way they're intended.
Yeah.
Or I assume they are intended. You're dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. Probably disagree. I'm a very inattentive person. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, and your knowledge. Disagree. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to ones you already know. Yes. I meet most of the people by other people introducing themselves first that I am with. That is how I meet people. Hang out with an extrovert and you'll meet enough people, okay?
Like Joe? Oh,
yes, yeah. Joe. Specifically Joe. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. Strongly disagree. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Mildly disagree. You feel more drawn to places with bustling and busy atmosphere than more quiet and intimate ones. Disagree. You like focusing different views and you like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. Agree. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. Disagree. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. That's a weird question. Because what qualifies experience?
Because of that word experience, of course, right? Like, if you study it, you're experiencing it. Like, name one field of study that you don't experience.
Because I could be studying theoretical physics and I wouldn't directly experience the effects.
But you would experience the study of theoretical physics.
But I can't imagine myself doing it, so I'm going to go with a disagree.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily practically oriented, is I guess what the question is going for. Usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive.
Depends.
Honestly, neutral.
Depends on the time frame, completely.
Also, I haven't been wronged by that many people.
Alright. On a big level, you mean?
And, like, forgiveness and revenge both don't necessarily seem like the greatest options. You often make decisions on a whim. Disagree. Depends on how big the decisions are.
Yeah.
Mildly disagree.
You like when we order takeout, you always make your decision on a whim because you always make the same decision.
But that's not really the same. I mean, I've already looked through the entire menu at one point and have decided about my favorite things on that menu.
Basically, what you're doing every time is you're making a decision not to make another decision. Like, you're not gonna try something different.
Yeah, but I do tend to think decisions over. I don't necessarily make them on a whim. If they're, like, more bigger picture things. But, like what am I going to eat today? I might make the decision by just passing by somewhere. I don't really... It depends really on how big the impact of the decision is. Right. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. Agree.
I disagree on that one.
I know.
I'd strongly disagree on that one, I think. It's a point of talk. Which is a very perplexing thing about my brain.
I mean, the thing is... interesting doesn't have to involve other people. It usually interesting means information, and information is more quickly acquired alone. Satisfying. I'm an
interesting
introvert.
Doesn't have to mean information. It just means you're enjoying the time.
And joyful and interesting are two very different things. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning of the message of a song or a movie. Disagree, though I've been doing it a little more lately. You always know exactly what you want. Disagree.
You always want an omelet and a chicken pizza with mushrooms.
Yes. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. Rarely, it says. That is true, so I agree. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas.
Cheers, folks.
Neutral, really. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Mildly agree. You often have a hard time... actually neutral. You have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Mildly agree. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. Mildly disagree.
Oh, I strongly agree on that. Ooh.
I know it's bad project planning, but I'd like to just get started. When someone knows things... When someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. I mean, now that you mention it... No, but I mean... I don't wonder that, but now I probably will, thank you. Not in a self-doubting kind of a way, but I mean...
Yeah, you just think
if someone were to think highly of me, inevitably I'd have to do something that lets them down, right?
Right.
I mean, anyone would. That's just human nature. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone and... No, I don't like talking to people.
Depends on who that is.
You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. Often mildly agree. You look after yourself first and others come in second. Agree. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. Mildly agree. Your mood can change very quickly. Strongly disagree. You often contemplate the reason you're for human existence or the meaning of life. Mildly agree.
You strongly disagree on the mood changing thing. Wow.
Yes. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. No, I really don't much.
Because you're empty.
You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. Well, I mean, I'm probably going to do a... disagree. Mildly. I mean, I'm probably going to do a master's degree. That's
Really?
You rarely dwell on your regrets. Agree. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. That's a weird one. Because while social interactions on that sort of a scale would drain me, I usually only feel it after the fact.
Really?
Usually, I'm doing fine in social situations, but I'm gonna be hella tired when I get out of there.
Really? We're completely opposite in that case.
Okay.
Like you also picked with the interesting situations usually arise in crowds. You picked disagree. I picked agree. And this one I also picked what?
Actually, I believe the question was alone, and I picked agree, and you picked... But anyways, same situation. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around me clearly makes me feel drained and in need of a getaway.
Disagree here. It's usually the most energetic. That does the opposite.
The thing is, in the situation, I will be energetic. Just after the fact, I won't be. So it's a weird question. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly.
I mean, that's just because you've been out and about and walking around, so you get tired.
I guess disagree. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. Agree.
Vision is scary.
You find it easy to empathize with the person who has gone through something you never have. Neutral. Though I guess sympathize would be more. But anyways, your personal work style is closer to a spontaneous burst of energy than an organized and consistent effort. Try to avoid work, really. I guess mildly agree.
That is true, did you?
Your emotions control you more than you control them. Strongly disagree. Regular disagree. After a long and exhausting week of fun parties, just when you need. Strong disagree. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Mildly agree. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Disagree. You still honor the commitments you've made even if you have a change of heart. I try not to make a lot of commitments. Mildly disagree. You rarely feel insecure. Agree. 0 results.
You got to hold up your commitments, bro.
Logician, INTPA.
So even more introverted?
I am hella introverted. I'm mostly intuitive.
Not surprising.
I am
mostly thinking. More prospecting and judging, though. I was more judging.
But that was the same last time.
Yeah.
And I'm assertive.
Mm-hmm. So we're the tendencies for us are the same on all of them except tactics, right?
What? This time around, I believe that seems true.
You're more introverted than me, but we all have the majorities there.
Yeah, I believe you were INTJ were you INTJ this time? Was that what it was?
Might have been.
So let's see about my previous results. Those are your previous results. That was the ESTJ. Mine was ISTP. Exactly.
Still very introverted.
Pretty much exactly the same percentage of introverted.
Yeah.
I was more observant then, and more
even more
intuitive now.
prospecting and more thinking a little bit.
More thinking, more perspective, but those are still.
Yeah, you're more observant and intuitive, right?
Yeah, that's the one change.
There's one flipperoonie.
I changed from what is it? ISTP to INTP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm introverted thinking and prospecting. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Like, this is almost 50-50 on the energy.
Yeah.
And if we go back to the current one, wait, did they change the...
What?
It's still almost 50-50. I mean,
Yeah. It swapped a bit over to
it is It is the closest one.
Yeah.
And it flipped. My God, who could have ever thought that the closest one would switch?
It's like Pennsylvania. Vote different every 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm introverted. I'm thinking. I'm prospecting.
And assertive.
I'm assertive. And...
Very assertive.
I would... Wait, that was a dumb thing I was about to say there. I was about to say I would intuitively think that I'm more observant, but that's just by saying intuitively might already disprove my point, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know, man. My observation would be that your intuition is stronger. I don't know. Alright, we had like 2 or 3 questions where we notably picked very different.
Alright, it's just the... I was hoping...
it tells you the comparisons to who you could be.
Right, yeah, we should have probably looked at that for yours as well. Actually, we can probably.
Okay, whomst in the world are Kristen Stewart and Stanley Crouch? You know?
Kristen Stewart is an
I'm sorry for not knowing the minorities, okay? Well, I mean, Stanley Crouch looks like a jazz musician. I know Einstein and William. Kristen
Stewart is an actress. I know the other 2 as well. I don't know who Stanley Crouch is, and there's even more. There's Isaac Newton.
I know him.
There's Renee Descartes.
I know him.
Ellen Page, an actress.
Not cool.
Last
I've heard of Blaise Pascal.
The name sounds vaguely familiar, and a fictional character, evidently.
I've heard of Lord Varys.
And another fictional character, and I guess another fictional character, because they all list, like the
Okay, you're the Hulk, apparently? Cool.
No, Bruce Banner.
Okay.
That they have very different personalities. Though the Hulk's also introverted, interestingly enough. Yeah, Game of Thrones character, Big Bang Theory character.
Anyone interesting here? No.
Is it weird that I know about half of the fictional characters? To be fair, I also know about half of the real people. So
I know the Hulk. I don't know about him, but I know him.
Remind me, what was your personality type again?
Architect.
The Architect.
I gotta check what my comparisons are, huh? Nietzsche. I like that comparison, though. I like the Nietzsche comparison and the Musk comparison. That's very flattering.
So far I know all of them, too.
How did Michelle Obama ever become famous?
Vladimir Putin. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Dude, Putin, that's it. That's all I need.
I don't know those 2, but...
no.
And then we get into fictional characters as well.
Gandalf the Grey.
You do your Moriarty. And the Great Gatsby.
Oh, the Great Gatsby. Am I really? No. Nah. Am I the Great Gatsby? No way. I'm not. You're an asshole. So yeah,
Wait, what did you say?
He's an asshole. I know.
Well, so are you.
No, I'm not.
I don't see the point.
But he's rich. So
well,
maybe, I don't know.
So that's the difference, huh?
I guess.
We could also check the examples for the types that we previously were. I was
Who's your favorite comparison?
Out of which ones?
Out of the ones you had. Like probably like Einstein.
I was the logician. Right? I mean, Einstein is some
of the smart folks.
Yeah, I mean, Einstein probably. Yeah. I like Einstein better than Newton. Yeah.
You do like Einstein better than Newton?
Yes.
Dude, I'm a Newton guy. But I also like Descartes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with Putin. I mean, that's all I need, right?
Wait. The virtuoso.
That was who's that? You earlier?
That was my previous one. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
Oh, they even still use a similar picture or the same picture, but Bear Grylls
and Michael Jordan. Okay, all right.
Clint Eastwood. Yeah, dude.
I don't think they fit you as well as the regular one.
No.
Like quite a lot.
Dude, Indiana Jones, no.
Like those are all badass.
I know, right?
Like fucking James Bond. There was
Daniel Craig and James Bond. I mean, to be fair, just the actor doesn't have to represent the character, but apparently they supposedly have the same personality type.
Like you're every fun character. That doesn't. No.
Dude, MacGyver.
No, none of this.
Angus MacGyver? Is that his first name? So what
I think the new one fits you a lot better.
What was the other one that you had before?
Oh, boy.
Was it the executive? Was that what it was?
I think so. I think it was executive.
Let me double check. That's the virtuoso, same picture. The executive, yes. Yeah. And going back.
You're not Michael Jordan. But it would be fun if you were.
Executive. Also, like, we are now both in the analyst category, the list.
Right.
And you before were in the Sentinel category, which is
cool.
Ironic, don't you think? And I was in the Explorer category, which I'm definitely not.
Yeah, no.
I literally said no to Mars when we had that question.
I would say yes to Mars, but I think we belong in the analyst category. Okay, that was me before.
Rockefeller.
Oh, Lord. Really?
Sinatra.
Oh, James Monroe. He was a president once.
LBJ.
Lyndon Johnson was also a president once. I don't know most of these.
I mean, a lot of those are fictional characters,
yeah.
But I also don't know most of those, interestingly enough.
I know the two presidents, I know Frank Sinatra, and I've heard of Judge Judy. Okay,
and you know Rockefeller.
And I don't know Rockefeller, of course, yeah. Yeah, I think both of the ones we took now represent us better. I feel like. Just personality.
Which brings up the question, right?
I love being Elon and Putin. Those are like 2 out of the 3 rich people in the world that I like.
Brings up the question, obviously. Did we just answer the questions less accurately last time? Maybe. Or have we become more of our true selves?
That would be a good one, though, if that happened. That's good. That would be good if that happened. I definitely agree that we're both in the analyst category, though. That seems more sensible.
I mean, to be fair, the analyst category is seen as intuitive and thinking.
Yes.
And as we said, I'm halfway in between intuitive and observant.
But this time you were intuitive.
Yeah.
And we were both thinking, and we were both intuitive this time.
Yeah. Interesting enough, they picked different combinations of anyways. Because they pick prospecting on the Explorer side, and they pick judging on the Sentinel. That doesn't make sense. Then you can't. Does this actually cover all 16 the way they? I mean, it must.
Yeah,
but
it does somehow.
Huh, interesting. I like how they give them names. That's
that's actually pretty good. I like that too.
The logician.
I think we're much better in the category that we are now than we were before. I feel like it comes closer.
Yeah, definitely.
Mainly, also, I like the celeb comparisons a lot more.
Yes.
Like Elon and Putin. Let's go.
Let's go back to full screen. We're just discussing at this point.
That's probably the best thing we can have.
I mean, I much rather like the comparison to, like Newton and Einstein rather than like Michael Jordan and Bear Grylls, right? Like, like what the fuck? Like,
neither could JJ survive by himself in the Australian rainforest, nor can he dunk from the free throw line. Both of those guys can do one of those. Match the ability of the person.
Dunk from the free throw line?
He dunked from the free throw line, dude. You know that famous picture? It's on the shoes and stuff? That was from the free throw line.
So wait, he was on the free throw line, jumped?
Yep.
Grabbed onto the ring and put the ball
through? And he dunked, yep.
Huh.
That's a long distance. There's video of it. You can watch it. That was a very famous dunk. That was during a dunk contest, though, not during an actual game. So he took like a run from like the entire court, basically. But yeah, he could do that.
Not really the point.
Still didn't say if it was Michael Jordan or Bear Grylls, but one of those two could do it. And the other guy survived in like dangerous environments. But yeah, I think both of our comparisons are a lot better this time.
I also like the Logician as a title way more than the Virtuoso. The Virtuoso sounds hella pretentious.
Yeah.
The Logician just sounds very pragmatic and logical.
The Virtuoso that just sounds like a Virtuoso is normally just like a really talented person at like a certain thing, like a savant sort of thing. That's what that basically means, right? Virtuoso. Is that what that means?
I was thinking of like the wine tasters, but sure.
That's a virtuoso?
Isn't what do they call them again? I don't know.
The wine tasters? I don't know.
Point is, it sounds hella pretentious.
Yeah, like Michael Jordan is a virtuoso when it comes to basketball, like that sort of thing.
Alright, yeah. I'm not.
Have you ever tried dunking from the free throw line?
No.
How do you know that you couldn't do it?
Well, I mean, I did try. I mean, I never tried dunking in any capacity, but the fact that I'm probably too short to really be rather successful at it would be one thing.
You just gotta have the hops. Michael Jordan wasn't tall.
Yeah, that's true. I also can't jump that.
He was tall, but not for basketball.
Not like basketball tall, yeah. I'm neither tall nor can I jump particularly well, or throw basketballs for that matter. Not that it is relevant for dunking.
You can just put it in right in.
Yeah. That's the thing about dunking, right? Like, you don't actually need to be able to throw baseball.
Dunking is an excuse for people who can't shoot. That's what I always say.
I mean, that totally makes sense to me, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably the other way around. I don't know. But shooting's better.
I mean, it could go either way, really. Yeah, if you are good at one, why bother doing the other, right?
Yeah, like you be Shaq, like you can dunk without jumping. Just do it. Why would you shoot threes?
I mean, that I was about to say that's the one advantage of course, if you can throw the ball, you can get more points.
True. If you could from far out, yes. Like Steph, for example. A couple of questions that we answered differently though that were pretty key, I thought, or interesting for debate maybe. There was all the introvert extrovert things. Remember?
Yeah.
We interpreted them very differently. Like, do you get drained by social interaction, or like, do you find the time alone more interesting or enjoyable or whatever than the other one? So I know that I'm the one who answered them paradoxically, and you answered them consistently, obviously.
Well, you were the architect this time, right?
Yeah.
There is a what's the difference thing, or specifically about two different ones: assertive architect versus Wait. Oh no, that's the difference between the A and the J. Never mind.
Right.
Sorry, I thought it was to the currently.
Yeah.
Never mind. Go back to
that
work.
would still be cool though. They probably don't have that, huh? Interesting, boy.
Most introverted countries in the world: Lithuania. Most extroverted country in the world: Nicaragua. What does it tell us? I don't know. Nicaragua is a funny word. I've said that before.
You think that's why the people are so extroverted?
No.
They just walk around everywhere and be like, you know where? You want to guess where I'm from? It's gonna make you laugh. Lithuania is the most introverted country. Interesting.
Most observant, Ghana. Most intuitive, Tunisia.
And also Italy in there.
What was it? Thinking versus feeling. Most thinking country, Georgia.
Oh, the country.
Most feeling, Singapore.
So the thinking countries were all the Slavic countries. You saw that? It was like Russia, Belarus.
I mean, I think there's generally patterns in there because obviously neighboring countries will be actively, for example. Yeah. And the feeling ones are all over the place.
Yeah.
A little more. Judging versus prospecting, we got the most judging, Nigeria. The most prospecting, Faroe Islands.
Fair enough.
And the most assertive versus turbulent. The most assertive, Nicaragua. What? And the most turbulent, Brunei. What?
Dude, Nicaraguans are very bold people.
Yeah, right. Extroverted and assertive.
Yeah, I've never hang with Nicaraguans much, but we should one day.
And there's a bunch of no data in Africa and
the country now.
All the cold places.
Oh, yeah.
Traits. Oh boy, roles, strategies. There's a lot of.
Why is there a world filter? Like, can you just filter by country or something? Oh, okay.
Continent.
Fair enough.
Dude, we can see where every personality type is. I'm just playing around with the website at this point, and you can't even see it.
Yeah.
But
if you want to, you can put it on the screen.
I mean, I could, yeah.
Let's put it on the screen.
Let's put it back on the screen.
Yeah.
Look at this shit, right? Like all the stuff I can do with this. Your personality types.
Architect.
In the assertive variant is most presented in Algeria, Paraguay, Georgia, Serbia, and Syria, at least in the Northern Mariana Islands, Brunei, Malaysia,
I've never
Bhutan,
had
and
any
Singapore.
desire to visit the Northern Mariana Islands anyway. God, F them.
4% of people, I believe that's what that means, in Algeria are that way. There is 32 personality types with the variant. So that on average, every personality type would be about 3%. So it's slightly above.
Yeah. Interesting.
And let's see really quickly the logician sort of variant, most common in
also
the
Algeria.
same countries.
Dude, JJ, we need to move to Algeria.
Do we though?
Yeah, that's our hood. That's where our brothers are.
It seems my personality type is more common than yours. You would think based on this, because the percentages for top countries are about 1.5% higher, and the percentages in the bottom countries are still about 0.3% higher.
Also, Northern Mariana Islands are on there at least.
I mean, the lists are very similar, actually.
Yeah. Well, because our personality types are close. They're in the same category. They're similar, so. Wow.
Oh, wait, we have country maps too? Really?
Try Germany. Let's see what we got. It should be like all idiots, right? Like, if we think. But.
Oh wait, it doesn't. Top personality type: turbulent mediator.
Oh Christ.
Turbulent campaigner, turbulent advocate, turbulent logician. Turbulent logician, huh? Assertive campaigner, assertive logician.
That's you?
Assertive consul, turbulent protagonist, assertive debater, and assertive mediator. Show all. What are we looking for? We're looking for
assertive architect.
17. Turbulent. 17 assertive architect, 2.35%.
Boy, not a lot going on there, huh?
Assertive logician, 3.49%. I mean, to be fair, this is all still relative. Except for turbulent mediator, which is like
what the?
Very common.
What does that mean? Is that the idiot trait?
Most common ones, however, by role are diplomats, which is there we go. Diplomats, that is obviously where mediators in.
Yeah, right.
Constant improvement seems to be the most common strategy. Turbulent mediators are hippies, it appears.
Right.
A mediator personnel are true idealists.
Let's see the comparisons. The celebrity comparisons.
Oh, the celebrities.
Some horrible people, probably. Just some...
Tolkien, Shakespeare.
Oh, Shakespeare, wow.
Mostly artists.
Shakespeare was...
Björk and Alicia Keys are singers.
Smart.
Tom Hiddleston's an actor. Julia Roberts is an actress, too.
Julia Roberts played in Pretty Woman. Yeah, I knew that. Because she said it earlier.
Yeah. Johnny Depp's also an actor.
God sake.
And then there is, the fictional comparisons. But the thing is, right? The actual, real people.
Shakespeare?
There's, 2 writers.
Yeah. And a bunch of musicians.
2 musicians.
Yeah, it's all artists,
and,
right?
3 actors, yeah.
It's all artists. Wow. Is Germany isn't Germany known to be, not unartistic as hell?
I mean, a lot of,
the stereotype is just that we do, engineering?
I mean, a relatively high amount. Well, I was about to say that there's a disproportionately high amount of those sorts of celebrities that are of German descent, but that's probably just because a lot of Americans are of German descent, and that stuff usually is Hollywood and generally LA sort of.
Speaking of Hollywood, I would like him and Smokey to take this test.
Oh yes.
We should send them the link to it. Be take it, and then we compare.
Yes. We were discussing something before I started getting distracted by the site.
Our
differences in extroverted versus introverted.
Differently, and I said obviously I answered them paradoxically, and you answered them consistently as far as I noticed, which is interesting.
I'm a very consistent person.
Yeah. So basically, how I would answer them is I'd say I try to not initiate the social interaction. I prefer if people didn't initiate it on me, but
that was, by the way, never asked, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Which is interesting because you're asking introverted versus extroverted, and no one ever asked.
It was asked. Yeah, do you prefer? Do you rely on people striking up conversation with you?
Well, yeah.
I was no, just don't. And I also said no to do you personally initiating conversation with others. So I said no to both of them. But then I said yes to when I was asked do the most interesting fun situations happen in gatherings and social situations. I said yes.
I mean, sometimes interesting things happen in our gatherings.
Yeah.
But...
So those are always more enjoyable times than being alone. Yet I choose to not partake in those.
Takeaway is you're a miserable person.
Yeah, I guess, right? It's a Scrooge thing, right? I don't know. Does Mr. Scrooge participate in sociality? Usually you would say you don't because you hate the sociality, right? Or sociability or whatever. Those guys, you don't like them, right? They drain you or something. Usually that's how introvert extrovert is defined, right?
Yes.
The introvert needs to recuperate from it and draws the energy from the time where they're alone, whereas the extrovert is the exact other way. And that's the way that it is for me. And for you, you are an actual introvert if that's how it works for you.
Yeah, so I said that in the situation I'll have the energy because but afterwards I'm gonna be tired out. Yeah. So
for me it's completely different. Obviously, even during and afterwards, hey, that was cool, sort of thing. And then I hang out at my own place for a week or so, and my energy goes down.
I mean, my energy generally isn't that high, but the thing is, when I'm in a social situation, it usually goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, because my energy went up, it's very tiring, of course.
All right, that effect does not occur to me. It's very interesting. I gotta think about why I answered that way, though. That is quite fascinating to me. because you avoid the situations, but then you say they're good though.
Yes, because you're a miserable person. We already.
But then you would say that because the situations aren't good.
See, because I mean, I don't mind the occasional social situation. I just wouldn't want to do stuff like that all the time. But yeah, I'm gonna be fine on my own.
Yeah, I totally also am, but it's weird. Gotta think about that. But let's get out of here, man. We did enough. We gotta get Smoky Hollywood to do this though, because it's an interesting one. And yeah, everyone, if you're interested, do the test and put your whatever result is in the comments and compare or something. We
should have them take the test.
What's your favorite?
Talk about it on the podcast.
What's your
their results, our results.
Let's do that. And
how we're clearly superior people to them.
Try to pinpoint it, right? Let's do that. We're not. Let's try to pinpoint it though.
I mean, they would probably be in the more like they might even be the one that we looked at as like the top in Germany, where it's like
they're creative.
Where it's like all the artists,
yeah, they are musicians.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably artists in other categories too, but like they are probably going to be in the more artistic. Let's see.
And let me know what your most preferable, like your favorite celebrity comparison is. I don't think anyone can ever beat Putin, obviously, so I win that. But what do you have to offer?
Analysts, intuitive and thinking personality types known for their rationality, impartiality, and intellectual excellence. That's us.
That's us.
I would put them, if I'm just skimming through these, probably...
Explorers, right?
In the Explorers category. Known for their spontaneity, ingenuity, and ability to live in the moment.
Adventurous entertainers sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, entertainer.
They are.
Do I have to say more?
They are literal musicians, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where they fit in, which is quite an opposite to us, of course. So,
I don't think it's much of a surprise that we're very different from them. I mean, we've pretty much noticed that whenever we talk to them.
We have.
In one way or the other.
Yes, but there are overlapping common interests, but like when you look at greater personality, it always seems that way. But yeah, we need to do it, as a matter of fact, right now. We'll text them this quiz, be like, take this, and we'll talk about it on a podcast together. And that's going to be a future collaborative episode that we're going to do with them. But before we get out of here, we got our songs of the week. And as always, hopefully we're going to play some snippets of our songs so you can hear them and with your ears, and then look at them yourself with your eyes, and then listen, we can hear them, and then you can judge if you like them or not. And then maybe you want to download them yourself if they don't get blocked for our video. Then
so far that has worked relatively well with Songs of the Week. I don't think we've ever had it not work for Songs of the Week.
We've had it occasionally on a list.
On the lists before that.
With a couple of songs only, not that many. But usually we expect it to work. If not, you'll know because we're not playing a snippet. But if it works, you'll hear it. So JJ, what's your song of this particular week?
My song of this week is Simply Irresistible by Robert Palmer.
I haven't heard of that.
You haven't?
I don't think so. Have you put it in the music chair?
Maybe. I've had it for a long, long while. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. It might have been one that I just passed by, but like I don't. You can put it again if you want. If you say it's really good, I might give it a shot. My song of the week is actually in the music chair at the moment. It's Monsters by Shinedown. 'Cause my monsters are real, and that train had a kill, and there's no coming back, and they just laugh at how I feel. I'm not sure if how much you've listened to that.
Probably
yet. Not. It's one I put like 20 songs recently.
Yes.
And this 21. This is one of my absolute favorites of that bunch. So it's pretty cool. It's like hard rock sort of thing. I like it a lot. It's a good song. We're gonna play snippets of both of those, and that's pretty much it. Let us know your song of the week in the comments. And I'm Putin. That's like the headline of this whole thing. I am Putin, and that's the best thing you can be. So I'm walking out of here with a clear conscience. So thank you for watching. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to Trash Can TV. If you want to, you can join our Discord server. Link is in the description, and we're going to be back for another podcast next Saturday, as we are every Saturday, with another episode of Trash Talk. Gonna be fun. Got some topics planned, some interesting stuff to talk about, so be sure to check back for that. Got some Hearthstone during the week, of course. But until then, JJ.
That's it.
That's it.